Do Australian Shepherds have tails? The truth about the bobtailed Aussie Australian Shepherds have tails as well as don't. Let's look at the reasons why this happens and what to do if you want to trim or remove your Australian Shepherd's tail for cosmetic reasons and injury prevention, among other reasons. Do the Australian Shepherds possess tails? Statistics of bobtailed Australian Shepherds: approximately 47% of the naturally bobtailed Australians have tails of quarter length or more. 10% have the appearance of a kink, an unnaturally curving tail. Most owners choose to trim their tails to enhance their appearance or meet the breed's standard. Why are most Aussies tailless? The majority of Australians will have their tails cut off within 3 days of birth. There are numerous reasons why this happens, and there are two main causes: the presence of curvature in the tail, or more precisely, a curve. Kinked tails are seen as a deformed tail. The bobtail gene. Approximately 20% of Australian Shepherds are naturally with bobtails. The gene responsible for this genetic change is known as an incomplete dominant gene. Aussie puppies require only one of these genes to have naturally bobbed tails. Puppies with more than two of the genes could cause them to be in dangerous circumstances. Why breeders cut tails instead? Breeding specifically for Australian bobtails is a difficult procedure that often results in dead puppies. In addition to dead puppies, there are a variety of problems that can be triggered, including spina bifida, which is caused by the tail area failing to grow properly. Limited gene pool. Another reason breeders do not specifically breed bobtailed Aussies is due to the possible negative impact on the pool of genes. By focusing on breeding natural bobtails, breeders may neglect other crucial aspects of Australia Shepherds such as colors, temperament, and working ethic. Cutting the tail. Australian Shepherds experience discomfort when they get their tails docked. Advocates will ensure that docking an Australian Shepherd's tail in the initial stage isn't painful or uncomfortable. They claim that the puppies don't have a functioning nervous system yet. However, recent studies suggest that puppies actually develop at the very least a basic nerve system after birth. How they cut an Aussie's tail. Tail docking refers to the surgical removal procedure of a puppy's tail for various reasons, such as preventing injuries and cosmetic reasons. There are two ways of docking the tail of a dog. The most common method is to cut the tail with the help of a pair of scissors. Another option is using an elastic band that cuts off blood flow to the tail. Proof of pain. Most puppies emit screaming and other loud-sounding vocalizations once they cut their tails. Why do Australian Shepherds cut their tails? Injury prevention. Docking the tail reduces the risk of injury to the tail, particularly when working. Good hygiene. Dog breeds with a long coat, like those of the Australian Shepherd, are susceptible to collecting particles on their fluffy tails, which can lead to poops coming from the tail and urine getting into the tail canal. Breeding tail-less Aussies. This can lead to numerous health issues and, in some cases, even death. Around 2% of the dogs that had natural bobtailed puppies were required to be killed. However, this study covers all breeding dogs that include non-bobtails, so the percentage of pairing two natural bobtails is probably much higher. Should I get my Aussie's tail docked? If you've brought an Australian Shepherd home and it has a tail, do not tie its tail. The procedure should be carried out in the early stages. It could be painful and definitely an emotional procedure for an old Aussie.